Hey guys, this is Adwicta, and it is October 14th. This is one day after the Warsong nerf was announced, and I took the day. I didn't record this thing last night because I just wanted this to be a little more coherent. If you want to listen to my full rant, it is going to be enshrined in a Priest 12 win run that's going to be up on YouTube next week. And the plan wasn't to have the rant actually be on YouTube. I just happened to be ranting during the draft, and that run happened to go 12 wins, so now we have to put it on YouTube. So we'll put a link up here once that run gets uploaded and fully edited. So it's in an editing process right now. But the more important part is why we're here, which is that in an unbelievable move, Blizzard has touched the Warrior before the next expansion after seeing how bad the Warrior has performed in the arena. And what Blizzard has done is Blizzard has changed the lovely Warsong Commander from a card that was okay-ish, kind of below average, to a card that is absolute trash. And it has done this because, and if you don't know, Warsong Commander used to say, give all your minions with 3 attack or less, charge. It now says, or it's going to say, when the patch comes live next week, your charge minions have +1 attack. There's 1.2 technically charge minions per the average warrior deck in the arena right now, and so this card is near useless. Except as a 3-mana 2/3, which is bad. So this card is going to go from a 54, which is like a tiny bit above a Raptor and a Croc, to a 12, which is an unplayable card that you will never draft and you will never see in the arena. But unlike in ranked, when a card gets destroyed, it does not get out of the meta. What happens is it's still offered, and when it's a common class card, it gets offered a ton, and it just makes your whole deck worse. That's why Bolster was so bad, right? Like, you guys remember this card. That's why that was so bad. It's not just like Blizzard added a worthless card. What Blizzard did to Warsong Commander for the arena was to make Warriors worse than if they had just removed this card from the game. That's right. If they just removed Warsong Commander from the game, the Warrior would be better. But with this nerf, they made the Warrior worse in the arena. This is what happened. Those are just the facts. And obviously, there's a whole other thing going on where people are like, why are you changing cards in the last minute, Blizzard? We're 3 weeks away from BlizzCon and the championships. But that's a whole rank thing. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to focus on a little something that happened like a month ago. I think it was a month ago.
And we have players on the team who are exclusively arena players and players who are exclusively ranked players, and we're very represented on the team and the design team by different types of players.
That was in response to a question raised by Dills from the Angry Chicken about Arena Warriors Matters movement and about generally warrior balance and balance in the arena and what Blizzard is doing in their card design process and whether they are actually thinking about the arena at all. And Ben Brode said, his words, that there are people who play ranked and there are people who play mostly arena or exclusively arena, and that they're on the design team. Now, if you are on the design team and you see this change, I think if you play the arena, you would think immediately, oh, well, that's going to make the card worse for arena. Assuming you have a shred of sense, which if you're on the design team, I hope you do. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you do. And so the instant this thing came live, the instant Blizzard announced it, Reddit just filled up. And the suggestions came instantly, and they were very good suggestions, right? Make this a 3/4. That would actually buff the card arena-wise, and it will still be unplayable in ranked. Because remember, this card was changed to kill the Patron Warrior, which relies on charging things out. Not using minions with charge, but using the Warsong Commander to charge out minions without charge. So once you change the text, you've effectively removed it from that deck. That deck is dead. It's just going to stay dead, regardless of what stats the Warsong Commander has. Because the Warsong Commander no longer fits the role that it fit before. So you could have easily made it a 3/4, and then actually balanced the Warrior for the arena significantly. Not totally, but significantly. It would be a good step so that when the next expansion comes out with a good common, like another good common, the warrior would actually be in a decent spot. But no, Blizzard's not going to do that. Or the other suggestion that came out, also very valid, is to change it from 3 mana to 2 mana. Again, will not affect constructed at all, but in the arena, it wouldn't even make the card better, right? It would make the card like a Croc. But a Croc is playable. You draft Crocs in the arena. A Croc is a 52. This will probably be a 54 if that were the case. You have not killed the arena for the warrior even further. So if there was someone on the design team, really, who thought about this, that's just, if you had the shred of sense, that's what you would have said. So we're now left with in this very awkward spot, right? And we're on how right now, just to see how this happened. One of two things happened, because these are the only two ways things could go. One is they went around the room and they were talking about balance, and someone proposed this change along with probably several other changes that could have happened to this card, and this was eventually picked. And then someone said nothing. Just no one said anything, because these people just didn't think there was a problem, even though they played Arena. I'm going to give Blizzard a little more credit than that. Remember, these are professionals. They balance cards and do things like that for a living. Blizzard actually went out and hired like good ranked players who were in the tournament scene and all that, because they know about card games and they know how things work. And presumably some of them play Arena and care. So I'm going to say that didn't happen. Just to give Blizzard and Team 5 here some credit, right, about like knowing how to do their jobs. So what I think probably happened is this got brought up, they picked this card, and someone says, this is going to be a warrior card. There's this whole thing about warriors being really bad in the arena. Maybe we don't want to do this. Maybe we want to make it a little better for the arena while we kill this constructed card in really easy ways that, any idiot can come up with on Reddit 2 seconds after we announce this. Just for a little good PR, and because we do want to balance the arena, right? Like, I play the arena, I'm on the dev team, and I would like to see the warrior be like a more playable class, right? Right, Ben? And then someone said, oh, no, that doesn't matter. That seems a little weird too. But there's no other alternative. One of those two situations happened, which means they either didn't think about it at all, which is crazy in my mind. This is not like a snap decision. Patron Warrior has been a problem for like 5-6 months. Blizzard's been thinking about it for a while. This was like a very long months of thinking have happened. People have this is a very well thought out decision they made to nerf the card this way. So either, even with all that time, they didn't give a shred of thought to how the arena impact is going to happen, even though the arena impact right now, the discussion, and what Ben Brode had actually gone on the Angry Chicken and addressed the warrior very specifically as needing help. So this is like on everyone's minds as far as arena's concerned. Like, if you think arena balance, you're going to think about warrior first and foremost right now. Because this is just what this is what the conversation is. So this whole team of people who play Arena and who play Ranked must have gotten together and not thought about it. Or they must have thought about it and dismissed it. So that's the how. There's no other alternative. Wait, no, there is one alternative. And that's that Ben Brode lied. That there are no people on the development, or maybe he didn't lie. Let me take that back. I'm going to take that back. Ben Brode misled us. Ben Brode said that on the design team, there are people who play the arena. Design is kind of a wide term, right? If I make the art for the card, that's part of design. If I think about how it fits into Brawl, that's part of design. I don't know who they consider part of the design team. Maybe the janitor's part of the design team too. Who knows, right? So maybe, either he just flat out lied, and there's no one on the design team that actually cares about the arena, or he didn't lie specifically by the word, but he instead said, oh, people on the design team play arena. Sure, our artists love the arena, but no one on the balance team. No one who's actually making the stats. No one who's actually looking at the card balance. No one who is consulted when they do buffs and nerfs and when they balance cards. No one on that team, that part of the design team, plays the arena or cares about the arena or is focused on the arena. And I think that is probably the most likely answer, because the first two are totally absurd, right? To not even think about it when you play the arena. No one, like, this, the reaction's instant. You know there's a problem if you play the arena, and then when you're changing a card like that, you just know. Or to think about it and then dismiss these totally good ideas. Or even if you wanted to keep it a 3 mana cost, at least make it a 2/4 or a 3/3. It still wouldn't be a good card. It wouldn't even be an average card, but it wouldn't kill the card. It would be just like such token things to do that wouldn't affect constructed at all and would make, some sense in the arena. So they definitely didn't think about it and then reject it. That would also be just so incredibly beyond stupid that I don't think it's a possibility. So we're just really left with Ben Brode lied to us. Either lied to us with words or lied to us by misleading us as to what the design team is. Because as soon as he said that, I think a lot of people, if you read the comments of the Arena Warriors Matter video the last time that we made this thing, or even in the video I brought it up, I don't know who these people are who are on the design team, because we know a lot of people on the design team. They're pretty public about who their personnel are, and when they make hires they announce it, so we know who's on the balance team when it comes to card design. We know the people they consult and the people they trust and the brain trust of how this is working, and all those people play the tournament scene, and all those people came from the tournament scene, and they play ladder and they get decently high ranks on the ladder, and they're focused on constructed, and we all know that. And so the question that we had brought to that we had posed was, so who's looking out for the arena? And Ben assured us that someone was looking out for the arena, the design team. We got it covered. And now I'm left with a very distinct impression that the design team is not the team that's making these decisions, if indeed the design team does have a lot of people who play arena. And instead, the balance team that's actually making the decisions that we actually care about, because that's about balance, does not give a crap about the arena and is not thinking about the arena at all. And we still have a problem. So, one, come on. After the last video, after Ben made that video on the Angry Chicken and made those statements, I came out and I said, that was great. You provided so much information. You basically said Warrior was a problem and you're going to address it. And then we get a decent amount of backlash with people that are saying, and I agreed with them, but I thought it was just... So the argument is words are just words. Words don't mean anything. We're going to wait until action is taken. And I said, yeah, but words mean a lot, because I like words. I don't know if you guys know that. But I really like words, and I think words have meaning. And I think words are valuable, and especially when they're spoken in public by someone so high profile like Ben Brode. Because when you say something, you can't just go do something else. That would be so stupid. That would be an awful, awful PR move. That would make everything else that you say also meaningless unless they're backed up by direct action as you're saying it. Right? Why would anyone trust your words now if you go say something and then go do the exact opposite? It would completely undermine your credibility, and it would just be like, in no part of my mind did I think, oh, it's possible that Ben Brode goes on the Angry Chicken, talks about the arena like that, talks about the Warrior like that, and then comes out and in the next expansion does not provide the Warrior with a good comment. I didn't even think, oh, but in the middle, they may actually nerf a totally playable arena card to complete Oblivion. I didn't even think about that, because that would be even stupider. That would be even more to the realm of unbelievability. Just, like, PR must be killing him right now. He must be... you have misled the entire community. You have devalued your word. And especially, Ben, I think afterwards he made some, YouTube videos or, and, iTunes stuff, just, explaining the process and trying to get involved in the community. It's all very good for a developer to do. It's incredibly good. But those things only mean something if your word means something. Now you're actually, going out and you're destroying... I can't believe this has happened. And I told myself I wasn't going to get worked up on this video, but it's just such an unbelievably, bad thing to do as Blizzard, from Blizzard's perspective, and for Ben to do from Ben's perspective. Because this is about trust. I made the analogy to Bill Clinton, and this is kind of put, so you know how old I am. When Bill Clinton was having the impeachment scandal with a staffer, he had sexual relations with a staffer, they didn't impeach him for that. Because he does whatever he wants in his personal life, right? Blizzard owns the game. They do whatever they want. They could come out and say, look, we're not going to care about the arena at all. We're not going to balance it. We're going to keep it around because people have fun with it. But that's not where we make our money. And we're going to like focus on the constructed scene. They could do that. That's their prerogative. But then Bill Clinton comes out and he flat out says, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And that's what they impeached him on. And they impeached him on that because now he's lying to the American people, and that's an impeachable offense. Clearly, we're not going to impeach Ben Brode. He can say whatever he wants. He's his own person. But what I'm trying to get at is that by saying something that's false or by misleading people, you're committing a greater, it's one more degree, if not more than one more degree, higher of a moral crime. Because you're lying to people. Like, if I were Ben's mother, I would say, shame on you. That is not how you were raised, Ben. It's just... From an economic perspective, from a PR perspective, from a personal perspective, from a moral perspective, I just don't understand why he would come out and do that. And that is just... I mean, it's done, right? So, we're at the why now. We're at the why. Why did Blizzard not think about the arena? Or why did Blizzard think about the arena and reject it? Why did Ben Brode make those statements about caring about the arena and the arena warrior if in a month, this is just 1 month apart, all this is going to come down the other way, right? Like, it's one thing to make a lie about the past, right? Or to like kind of misrepresent it and mislead people with things that happened in the past if you're going to do better things in the future and then no one's even going to care. But they're not doing it. They're still not caring about the arena. After he kind of came out and said, oh yeah, no, we've always cared. It's always been good. But maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe I shouldn't be surprised at all. Maybe the statement is meant to be, oh yeah, we've always cared about the arena. You remember TGT? You remember when this card happened? We care about the arena. We care about arena balance. And we made this card. And we made it a common. So, by that philosophy, maybe this isn't so outrageous. Maybe this is just a continuation of Blizzard's philosophy. And that, if Ben Brode was misrepresenting things, he was doing it to basically say, calm down, guys, calm down. I just don't want to start shit. And he wasn't saying, okay, no, we're going to care more about the arena now. So, either way, this is bad. This is incredibly bad. This is the biggest setback. This is an unbelievably big setback that I could not have imagined or scripted. You have actually gone and given no thought to a warrior common card when you're changing it. It's not even just like changing an arena card in general. This is a warrior common card. This is the heart of the problem. And when you're changing this card, either no one said anything about the arena, or someone said something and you said no for no good reason. I don't know what else to say. This is not going to be a 30-minute video because there's not 30 minutes of things to say about this. This is just flat out unacceptable to the arena community, I'm guessing. At least to me personally. Like, I feel like actually personally offended that Ben Brode came out and said those words and now this happened. It's like a slap to the face, right? It's like the guy who says like, oh yeah, I'll stop hitting you, honey, and then keeps hitting you afterwards, after you make up. I don't have that relationship with Ben Brode, but this is just, it's not cool. And I mean, I don't get offended by too many things, but I guess I feel very strongly also just in general about the arena and warriors in the arena in particular than most people. So I may be feeling more offended than most people, but I think all arena players who care about competitive arena or who care about balance in the arena are pretty butthurt right now. Because this is just, it's the very thing we were complaining about in the beginning, right? It's the very thing that the very first video was about. This is why Arena Warriors Matter started. It's because we were marginalized. It's because we felt Blizzard was not thinking about the arena when they were making all these decisions. And they're still not. Proof. They're still not thinking about us. they've come out and they've talked to us, so they know that there's an issue now. Before, at least, they could have said, oh, I don't think there was really an issue. The arena community is not so big. Or like, oh, all of arena is so casual. No one really cares about balance. But we have been addressed. Ben knows we exist. And he's hitting us. He's like smacking us around with his power. And it feels bad, man. It feels really bad. So I don't know what the next steps are. I mean, the riot is definitely back. I think that's so clear. I don't think that could have been made more clear. The riot is definitely back because we're back at step 1 now. Okay, maybe like step 1.1. We got information, but now we don't know if the information is true. We don't know if we can trust Ben Brode anymore. That's possibly even a step back. I don't even know how to approach this situation. Hashtag Arena Warriors Matter. And you know what's going to happen next, right? A common warrior card is going to come out. And this time, it really better be the best card ever. If that card is going to come out and it's going to be this again, or it's going to be something like that, I don't even know what to say. At that point, you have to like break off the relationship, right? Like, how many times are you going to go back to it when there's just callous disregard and lies being thrown around? But what I think what's most likely going to happen is Warriors are going to get a very good card, and that's going to hopefully try to calm us down a bit. But there's something weird going on in Blizzard, and they need to fix it. And they've just missed a huge chance by changing Warsong Commander to make it a good arena card and a bad constructed card. Missed a huge chance there. And I don't know what to say besides, shame on you, Blizzard. Shame on you, Ben Brode. When you talk to the community, your words have weight. Your words always matter. Until you show us that your word doesn't. And so I don't know if this is breaking the trust right off the bat or if this is strike 1. I don't know how the community is going to take it. But for me, this is breaking the trust. I don't know that I can take anything that you say about the future at face value anymore. And maybe it was just naive of me to. I brought this up to friends, and they said immediately, they're like, "Oh yeah, why did you trust him? He's like, he works for Blizzard. Come on, it's a company. They're gonna say these things." But I thought, no, he was on a podcast. He was trying to open up. He provided good information, and so I trust him. And that was a mistake. So Arena Warriors Matter. The riot is back on, and we have until now and the next expansion to make sure that we're heard. I mean, we're in the weird spot now where we know we've been heard, and yet this is still happening. So what do we do? Just it feels very powerless, and it feels like the people with the power are purposefully hurting us. And I just, if you have any ideas on what we can do as part of the arena community to try to help Blizzard see the importance of the arena, and what steps that we can do to move forward, because it's obvious what steps Blizzard can do. They can do so many things to move this forward, but maybe there's something that we can do. And I'm very open to suggestions. Just put them in the comments below. But as far as I'm concerned, this was an unbelievable development to me. I did not foresee this happening, and I don't know how to move forward from this. My plan was to try to get Blizzard to respond to our concerns, and then once they respond, we would have them on record, and then they would follow that, and that things will improve. We got the first couple steps, And the unbelievable happened, which is that now that they're on record, they are doing the exact opposite of what they're on record as doing. And so we need a new plan. And if you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. And the title of this is going to be hashtag Arena Warriors Matter, starting from square one. Because that's where we are. We're back to square one, guys. Feels bad, man.